the wind. Okay, ready? Once upon an ancient eve in a forested frozen domain, the unhappy king of an unhappy land had just come to the end of his reign. And the sunset was somber and solemn, and the rocks were all covered with snow, where his dark castle stood at the top of a hill, leering down at the forest below. Wind was whistling, just stand, over the whiteness, over boulder and bracken and bone, sweeping hard up the hill through a deepening chill, which poured into the castle through windows of stone. The servants within were abuzz all about, making ready a welcoming feast. A mysterious guest was expected that night, whom not one of them knew in the least. The long-absent brother of the king that was dead would appear and ascend to the throne, having spent all his life wandering faraway lands, left his look and his nature unknown. But the servants were taking no chances. Every protocol would be observed. They had polished the silverware once, twice, 3 times, so no punishments might be deserved. With a strange emperor in the offing, none dared leave himself open to blame. For the previous king had been rather severe, and his brother was likely to be just the same. Yes, the king had been stern with his servants, making life in the castle quite terse. And yet, for the poor folk in the forest below, his late majesty's reign had made life even worse. They were hungry, and he did not feed them. They were sick, and he offered no care. After wringing his wealth from their pitiful purses, he would act quite as though he'd not known they were there. And now remember, for this, you're the wind. Shh. While the other group says, I'll put your hand out. Well, the other group says, there in the still lonely blackness, neath an ocean of dense wind-swept trees, put your hand down. You keep going with the wind. Where a sparse population of gaunt, starving folk, keep going, had to forage for food as they tried not to freeze. Such a one was old Christophe the Cobbler, whose abode was a hovel of stone. The poor man was so frail it seemed all he could do to maintain a small fire on his own. Yet his hunger was most overwhelming, and so with a faith pure and sound, he intrepidly chose to commit his old bones, you don't do that action, you just keep the wind going, to the cold, dark night, for what food might be found. You say, slowly shuffling through harsh, chilling darkness, Christophe prayerfully left his warm lair for the evergreen grove. You walk to the right.